Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope you guys are doing well. I don't have a lot of time. I'm actually packing to head out of town. I just spoke in Seattle. I did a deep dive on my new book. It's called The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. And I wanted to share a little bit of a story with you guys about a previous relationship I had once with a woman that was, in my view, a complete narcissist. She was a narcissist in the sense that she was very self-absorbed. She never apologized. That's one sign of an arrogant person, is when they never ever apologize because they don't think that their shit stinks. They don't think that they ever make a mistake or that they did anything wrong. They always find a way to circle everything back and make it your fault, like you did something wrong. And even when they do stupid stuff or evil stuff, they find some reason to explain why they had to do it to you because of you, right? And this is interesting because this feeds into the narrative or counters the narrative, I guess, that only men can be abusive to women. Like we really think that that men are always the abuser, and that's just not true. Some of these women are pretty mean, and I've seen some mean women. I mean, just they're tough. They're not these little weak, little flimsy little characters that just get slapped around by men. There are some women who are emotionally abusive because I think women are better at emotional management and emotional manipulation than men when they want to do it. Not that all women are bad. This is not speaking against all women, of course. This is just sort of talking about specific situations. Give me a yes if you know what I'm talking about. And so anyway, so this person, she was just, ungrateful. I did a lot, to try to be helpful to the person. She was struggling financially, so I helped her out in some areas or whatever. Try to be a good man. And what I learned from that experience is that if you're a good man, in fact, if you're a good man or a good woman, let me know. Put a yes in the chat. Put good woman, good man in the chat, because this is really a conversation for those of you that want to be good people, not those that want to use people, not those that want to harm people, not those that want to exploit or manipulate people. If you're a good man or good woman and that's your goal, put good man or good woman in the chat. If you're a good man or good woman, what I learned is that you have to value your love. If you're a good man or good woman, you have to be very protective of that love, because what happens is that vultures are naturally attracted to giving people. If you do you get what I'm saying? People that take are naturally attracted to those who give, because those who give become easy targets for those who take. And so what ends up happening is that our response to that is we stop giving. We stop giving to others because we say, man, if you give too much, if you're too nice to these women, then they're going to walk all over you. If you do this if you're too kind to women, they're going to exploit you and all this other stuff. And what I'm saying to you is that that's not the right formula, because when you start holding back, when you start putting a block around your heart, when you stop letting people in, then basically you're becoming similar to the very same people who exploited you. You're becoming, you're reducing your chance for meaningful, genuine love and relationships. So what I would say to you, here's what I need you to understand is that when you talk about the only block you should put around your heart, in my view, is the block where you protect your heart or you save your heart. You save yourself, right? Saving yourself means that if you are a good man or a good woman, you don't give everybody your best. You wait until people show you that they're also a good man or good woman, because good people should look for good people. Good people should be attracted to good people. Good people should be in relationships with other good people, because when that happens, then what happens is that the economy of love opens up. Economics is just like relationships. Economics is just like relationships. Money is nothing. The whole economy, business, relationships. If you look up the definition of corporation, the definition of a corporation is a nexus of relationships. So ultimately, the same things that drive economic theory, that tell you whether you're in a recession or you're in an economic boom, are exactly the same factors and same variables that tell you if you're in happy relationships or bad relationships. whether your life is full of joy and happiness and fulfillment and peace, or if it's a complete thunderstorm. So in that experience with the narcissist, it was really an interesting experience for me because, she eventually left, and of course it was my fault. She left and then blamed me and then told all her friends that I was this mean, terrible, abusive person so she wouldn't have to look like the bad person, and that's life. People are going to say things. And then she goes and marries another guy just a few months later because I guess apparently I was so flawed. Well, guess what happens? That guy, in my view, that guy divorces her, right? He divorces her within a year. And I believe it's because he saw the same things in her that I saw. He saw the same flaws in her that I noticed, right? And maybe he just didn't know how to deal with it, or he just said, I'm not putting up with this, or this, you might be my wife, but we got to go. So long story short, what's causing this conversation? I have thoughts. I have random thoughts. And when I have a random thought that I believe can benefit somebody, I'd like to share those thoughts. So what I would say to you is that sometimes you learn that when you have a hard time with somebody and you find yourself doing backflips to make a person happy, and they're a person who simply cannot be made happy, you'll find that they kind of leave a trail of disappointment in their lives. You'll find that other people see the same things you see. You'll find that it wasn't you all along. It actually was her, or it was him in some cases. It doesn't exonerate you from your own personal responsibility in your relationships, but it does mean that, number one, you want to vet people, make sure you don't waste time with assholes. But then two, it means that there are some people who are just broken. There's some people who never learned what a good relationship looks like. They saw their single mother doing everything by herself, so she never learned how to negotiate and work with a man. There's a lot of black women in that category. And you live in a society that tells women that they're perfect and that the only thing wrong in their love life is the men that they're choosing, when the reality is that there are a lot of women who don't make the investment in even learning what it means to be a good woman, in learning what it means to be somebody's wife, in learning what it means to fulfill that role and that responsibility. But at the same time, you have a lot of women, and I hear from these women who are very frustrated because when they do the work and you show up whole, you show up complete, you've gone to therapy, you've done your healing, you've tried to listen to black men. Shout out to the women that really listen to black men. I want you to know that you're rare and you're very special, and that's your superpower. So ladies, you hearing this? This is your superpower. This is going to put you ahead of all the hoes. This is going to put you ahead of all the booty-shaking thoughts. This is going to put you ahead of all the Instagram models. Is that if you can listen to a man and be his peace and not judge him when you're listening to him, then he will trust you, he will love you, he will connect with you in a way that he'll never connect with, a big booty or a pair of titties. Let me just tell you, sex is cheap. Bodies are cheap now. The hoes are flooding the market. The hoes are literally flooding the market. They've taken something very sacred, like a woman's body, and they've just made it into a commodity. And it's a low-price commodity because it's an oversupply. A man can find any of that on Instagram, especially a man with money. A man with money, believe me, I've had money for a long time. A man with money can get women to do things that you would not believe. Literally, if you got money and your goal is to control women and have whatever you want, guys with money, there's some inherent belief that because a man has money, he has a right to have whatever he wants. And I don't agree with that, but that's just the way the world works. So if you really want to get next to that man, that rich man, that successful man, that powerful man, learn how to be his peace. If you can be his peace and you're that woman that can listen to him, look at this soul food, by the way, and you can be that woman that listens to him and doesn't judge him, then I think that increases the likelihood he's going to love you and really connect with you. Look at all this soul food this lady made. She made me all this food. It was so good, but she made too much of it. And I was like, I can't keep eating like this every day. I'm 52 years old. But yeah, look, it's so good. It's from a company, I think Jane Sue or Janie Sue. I can't remember. I wish I could. Hold on. It's Jackie Sue. Jackie Sue's Catering. Hold on. Let me answer this phone because they probably trying to pick me up on. Shit. Let me get up out of here, y'all. I gotta go. My ride is here. I'm going to the airport. But anyway, I wanted to share that real quick because it was on my mind, and I thought it would be worth sharing for those of you that are kind of struggling and trying to figure things out. But yeah, that's a little hack. The key to a man's soul, I believe, is through his spirit and through his mind and his heart. It's not through his just through his stomach and his penis and all that. That's important, but you know, everybody's trying to get to the man through the penis. So you got to go through the other window, which is through his heart and his soul. So anyway, all right, have a good day, everybody. Let me answer this. Hold on. Hello? Yeah, I'm walking out right now. Thank you. Bye-bye. See, they're telling me it's time to go. All right, everybody. Well, have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Be good. Peace.